So, morning students, I am Nabaghan Nayak, Training Associate Mathematics, ZIT Bhubaneswar. Today I am going to discuss the first chapter, Relations and Functions. So let us discuss some of the things which are already done in class 11. To remind you, the things which you have already done in class 11 is Cartesian product of sets, properties of Cartesian product, graphical representation of Cartesian product, then definition of relations, domain and range of a relation. So coming to the Cartesian product, just to remind you, this Cartesian product of two sets is a set, all of which elements are in the form of order pairs, such that the first element of the order pair belongs to the first set and the second element belongs to the second set. And we know the number of elements in the Cartesian product is the product of the elements of the first set and the second set. And we know in the properties of Cartesian product, the Cartesian product is not commutative. It is not commutative. That means A cross B is not equal to B cross A. Whenever we represent the Cartesian product in terms of a graph, so it is represented by a dot diagram because each order pair represents a point on the Cartesian plane. And also we are acquainted with the relations, the definition of relations, and we know every subset of A cross B is a relation from A to B. If suppose set A has two elements, set B has three elements, then the number of elements in A cross B will be 2 into 3, that is 6. So the number of relations will be 2 to the power 6 because the number of subsets of a set containing 6 elements is 2 to the power 6. And today we are going to discuss about the various types of relations, then properties of relations, then domain and range of relations. Again, this has been discussed in class 11. We will just simply elaborate this and solve some of the problems on properties of relations. Now coming to a particular type of relation which is called identity relation. Which relation is called an identity relation? A relation R on a non-empty set A is called an identity relation if every element of set A is related to itself, and mathematically we can say order pair AA belongs to I for all A belonging to set A. So in order to be an identity relation, every element has to be related to itself. Now for example, set A has 4 elements 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now let us consider the relation containing 4 elements, that is 4 order pairs 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 and 4, 4. So now this relation is an identity relation because 1 is present here, order pair 1, 1 is present. 2 is present here in set A, order pair 2, 2 is present in the relation. 3 is present in A, order pair 3 is present in the relation. Element 4 is present in A, so order pair 4 is present in the relation. That means 1 is related to 1, 2 is related to 2, 3 is related to 3, 4 is also related to 4. So obviously this relation is an identity relation. Now consider one more relation containing 3 elements 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3. Now this is not an identity relation because element 1 is present, 1, 1 is present, 2 is present, 2, 2 is present, 3 is present, here 3, 3 is present. But element 4 is present in A, but 4 is not there in the given relation. So that's why this relation is not an identity relation. Similarly, let us take the relation containing the elements 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4 4 and 1 3. Again this relation is not an identity relation. Though this 1 1 2 2 3 3 and 4 4, 1 1 2 2 3 3 and 4 4 are present. In addition to that, some extra element 1 3 is also present. But in order to be an identity relation, only 1 1 2 2 3 3 and 4 4 should be present. No other element should be present. So that's why this relation is not an identity relation. Now the second type of relation is a reflexive relation, or we call it a reflexive property. Now when do we say that a relation is a reflexive relation? Now consider a relation R on a non-empty set A, and it is called reflexive if every element of A is related to itself. That means order pair A belongs to R for all A belonging to set A. So taking some practical examples, like the relation is equal to in the set of numbers. We say 5 is always equal to 5, 6 is always equal to 6, 20 is always equal to 20. That means any number we choose, that is always equal to itself. So each number can be associated to itself by the relation is equal to. So the relation is equal to is reflexive in nature. Similarly, the relation is congruent to in the set of all triangles in a plane. It is a reflexive relation because every triangle is congruent to itself. Similarly, the relation is similar to in the set of all triangles in a plane. It is reflexive in nature because every triangle is similar to itself. Likewise, the relation is parallel to. We know every line is considered parallel to itself. So the relation is parallel to in the set of all lines in a plane is a reflexive relation. Now let us take a numerical example. Set A contains the elements 1, 2 and 3. Now consider the relation consisting of the elements 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 and 1, 3. So there are 4 elements. Now we find that 1, 1 is present, 2, 2 is present, 3, 3 is present. In addition to that, element 1, 3 is present. So in order to be a reflexive relation, the minimum number of elements to be present is 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3. There may be the presence of any additional element, it is immaterial. It is immaterial. So it is a reflexive relation. Now every identity relation must be a reflexive relation. But every reflexive relation is not an identity relation. As we find here, this is a reflexive relation, but it is not an identity relation because of the presence of the extra element. But we say consider the previous example. This relation 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 and 4, 4. It is an identity relation. Again it is a reflexive relation. So we say every identity relation must be a reflexive relation. But every reflexive relation is not an identity relation. Now your second property, that is your symmetric property or symmetric relation. A relation R on a set A is said to be a symmetric relation if and only if order pair AB belongs to R implies order pair BA belongs to R for all AB belonging to A. That is, in order to be a symmetric relation, once we find that AB, order pair AB is in the relation, BA has to be in the relation. Then and then only it will be symmetric, otherwise it is not symmetric. And in other words we can say A related to B implies B related to A for all AB belonging to set A. Now some practical examples like is equal to. Let us say the number x is equal to number y. So definitely number y is equal to number x. That means x is related to y in the same way as y is related to x. So means order pair xy belongs to R means order pair yx also belongs to R. So the relation is equal to is a symmetric relation. Similarly, the relation is congruent to in the set of triangles in a plane. Suppose we say triangle T1 is congruent to triangle T2. So T2 must be congruent to T1. So the relation is symmetric in nature. Same is the case for is similar to in the set of all triangles in a plane. Now consider the relation is parallel to in the set of all lines in a plane. Suppose I say line L1 is parallel to L2. L2 also must be parallel to L1. That means L1 is related to L2 in the same way as L2 is related to L1. So this relation is parallel to, is symmetric in nature. The identity relation and universal relations on a non-empty set are always symmetric in nature. You can verify it taking some practical examples and also some numerical examples. Now the next relation is your transitive relation, or we call it a transitive property. A relation R on a set A is said to be a transitive relation if order pair AB belongs to R and order pair BC belongs to R implies order pair AC belongs to R. That means if this element is available in R and the second element is available in R, we find that AC also has to be available in R. That means here we find there are two conditions. If order pair AB is in R, order pair BC belongs to R, then in order to be transitive, order pair AC also has to be in R for all A, B, C belonging to set A. In other words, we can say A related to B and B related to C should imply that A is related to C for all A, B, C belonging to set A. Now consider some practical examples. The relation is equal to in the set of numbers. We can say X is equal to Y is equal to Z. So X must be equal to Z. That means X and Y are related to each other by the relation is equal to. Y and Z are also related to each other by the relation is equal to. Now we find that X and Z are also related to each other by the same relation is equal to. So the relation is equal to in the set of numbers is transitive in nature. Similarly, the relation is congruent to in the set of triangles in a plane. If I say triangle T1 is congruent to triangle T2 and triangle T2 is congruent to triangle T3, we find that triangle T1 is congruent to triangle T3. So T1 and T2 are related to each other by the relation is congruent to. T2 and T3 are related to each other by the relation is congruent to. And we find that T1 and T3 are also related to each other by the same relation is congruent to. So the relation is congruent to in the set of triangles in a plane is transitive in nature. Same is the case for the relation is similar to in the set of triangles in a plane. Now consider the relation is parallel to in the set of all lines in a plane. If I say line L1 is parallel to line L2, line L2 is parallel to line L3, we find that line L1 is parallel to line L3. So it is transitive in nature. Similarly, the relation is a subset of in a power set. Suppose I say set X is a subset of set Y and set Y is a subset of set Z. So definitely set X is a subset of set Z. So means the relation is a subset of is a transitive in nature. Now taking a numerical example, set A contains elements 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now let us consider the relation 1, 2, 2, 1 and 1, 1 means comprising of 3 elements, order pair 1, 2, order pair 2, 1 and order pair 1, 1. Now let us find out whether this relation is a transitive or not. As you know, A related to B and B related to C should imply that A related to C. Here we find 1 is related to 2 and 2 is related to 1. Now 1 is related to 1 is very much present here. So it seems to be transitive, but actually it is not transitive. If we critically analyze this relation, we find that A related to B and B related to C. A related to C is not there. That means order pair 2 2 is not there. So it is not transitive in nature. Now students, there is a quiz for you. So you'll try to solve these questions. Thank you.